Hi everyone, this is TJ Ferreira, and I'm a lover of older computer systems from back in the 70s, 80s, even some 90s in there. I was born and raised an Atarian, believe it or not. I love Atari. First computer I purchased was back in 1980, an Atari 8-bit, Atari 800. And although I enjoyed other computers from friends' houses, like one of my friends had a Sinclair ZX80. I played with that. Some had TRS-80s, some had Apples, some had Commodores. I ended up going with an Atari direction. It just was in my budget. I actually had a paper route back in the days where kids had paper routes. In the 70s, I paid my own way to get an Atari 800 with a cassette drive. It was awesome. But now we're going into 2019 here. It's February, and Sinclair, it's been of interest for me for many of years. I've kind of read about it, but never owned one, never purchased one. And it's 2019, and this new Next version of Spectrum Next, was announced back, I think, in 2017 at Kickstarter. And interested me, but I didn't know enough about it, didn't join the Kickstarter. Kind of kicking myself now for not doing so, but hopefully there's a second Kickstarter that happens. But this Spectrum Next looks really cool. And so hopefully I'll be able to buy one of those here at the end of 2019. Hopefully they have a second Kickstarter. Meanwhile, I decided to buy some older Spectrums. So in 2019, today, it was supposed to be delivered yesterday, but today is supposed to be delivered my first Sinclair Timex computers. Pretty excited. I decided to get the TS2068, and also at the same time the seller had a TS1000, so I thought I'd get one of those too. And even purchased one of those Omni laptops. It's going to take a while to get here, probably not for another 3 months or something, but I'm excited. Back in the 70s and 80s, computers were exciting. Nowadays, it's all about speed, speed, speed. I mean, sure, everything's awesome. I enjoy the internet and I enjoy games and all that stuff, but it just doesn't have the same heart as back in the 70s and 80s where everything was fresh, exciting. The Spectrum Next seems to be building up that excitement in me again. I had that happen to me back in 2010, Amiga. I was never a fan of Commodore. I was an Atari guy, right? But in 2010, this Amiga X1000 was announced by Trevor Dickinson of Aeon, and really excited me. It was computing fun again, and so I purchased one of those, and now I have a X5000. I'm a beta tester for the Tabor, or the A1222, and so the Amiga platform excites me because they kind of carried on next generation Amiga. Not the same owners, new folks, but it still has that heart, and that's what excites me. The people, I'd say 50% of my excitement is the people I meet. I have so many new friends in the Amiga platform. So I'm an Atarian, an Amigan, and soon a Sinclairian, I guess I'll call myself. Pretty exciting. So today it's supposed to arrive. I'm going to do an unboxing here at my table. I've got my cup of Joe here, and that's good, my first coffee of the day. So I'm excited to do a little bit of an unboxing, and then I'll do another video on me actually turning on a Sinclair for the first time. I'm excited, and hopefully I can bring some of that excitement to you guys that are going to be maybe new to Sinclair or older folks that want to rejuvenate and get excited again. I typically get into something and really delve into it and enjoy. I've been an Amigan now since 2010, and as it's 2019, almost 10 years later, and I'm still playing around. I've got a room full of fun next generation Amiga. I still have an Atari room with all my old Atari 8-bits and the old originally Atari VCS, and then the ST line. I've got a Mega ST, and I've also got a Mega ST Enhanced, or E. So I enjoy Atari. I enjoy a lot of those platforms, and it's exciting. So this Sinclair Spectrum Next has really got me excited. I can't wait to get another Kickstarter in, and I'm going to get myself one, maybe two. And I want to pick up programming. Back in the day, I had an idea for a game, never did it on the Atari. Only software I really kind of studied a little bit was BASIC, and it's been so long, everything's going to be new and fresh. So my goal is to get a Spectrum Next, and also use my Sinclairs that are coming today, and learn how to program first in BASIC, and maybe do some type of compiling where it makes the BASIC app faster. And then if I can learn maybe some of the machine language stuff or assembler, it's all going to be new to me. So I'm excited. Hopefully I carry some of that excitement into my podcast and excite you guys. So thanks for watching the video, and I'll be getting my Sinclairs later on this afternoon. Hopefully everything arrives safely, and I can show you all what I've got. Thanks for watching. Well, it arrived. My first Sinclair computers. Pretty excited. I live out in the country, so we have mailboxes that are lockable where everybody gets their mail. It's funny, the post office, when they open it, they could stick big packages in, but there's a frame around it, so when they shut the main door, there's obviously a border around the locks that people can get in, and those are smaller than what they put packages, so I just barely squeaked this big box out. Glad it worked. In the past, there's been times where we've had to smush and beat the box and try to get it out. Good old post office for you. Anyway, here it is. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in the camera a little bit. We're going to open it up. My first Sinclair computers. All right, I'm going to move this chair a little out of the way. Actually, put it right here so I can get into it if I need. Got my scissors out. I'm going to work my way around the box carefully, not to take out anything that's been packed inside. The box is a little smaller than I thought. Even though the TS2068 looks bigger, it's still a Sinclair, so it's quite small. I was thinking that the post office would have came up and delivered at my door. But no, they stuck it in the box and barely got it out of there. Anyway, it's been pretty well packaged, it looks like, at least from the outer part. It's exciting. It's almost like when I had that paper out as a kid and received my Atari 800 and opened it up for the first time. Pretty fun. So I've got some paper wrap, which I'll go through a little later, make sure there's not something intermixed in there. I know when I ship stuff out, sometimes you put things in all sorts of nooks and crannies and everything. So I'm guessing this is probably the ZX81. I'll check that out later. I did buy some software. Since this is a 2068, it has a cartridge, and I wanted to get at least one cartridge to check. And I also got one program on tape, which I have a tape player coming. So I got Crazy Bugs and Penetrator. So Crazy Bugs is the cartridge and Penetrator is a cassette. Those should be fun to play around with. Here's looks like the 16K RAM module for the TS1000. Here's a baggie with all sorts of goodies inside. Stapled it shut. Looks like all the cables and such for probably the TS1000. So here's some cables for the cassette, I'm sure. AC adapter. And here's the granddaddy, the main computer that I really wanted to purchase. I did quite a bit of research on this. And pretty good shape for the box. It's got a little bit of water damage, I guess, or maybe just dust over the years. But this is the 2068 personal color computer. So this was, in my opinion, I guess the top of the line that you could buy in the USA when Timex was still involved. And check it out. Original box and everything. So there's the front of the box. Here's the back. Hopefully I'm getting it in there. Don't know if the sides really matter, but always fun to kind of spin stuff around a little bit. And so there it is. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to go stop the recording and then open it up as another part of the opening process. Very excited. All right. earlier I noticed when I did a little playback, I had the wrong side, the back side of the box, so I'll make sure to show that a little better. But so here's the front, and this time, now you might be able to see it, that's the back. And we're going to open it up. So this is the first time I'm slipping out or opening up a Sinclair computer. So just like it would have been back in the 80s. So it looks like the main box, everything just kind of slides out. And sorry if I'm crouping a little bit, but I had the worst flu the first part of the year after a trade show I came back with, being sicker than a dog. So nice, clean styrofoam box with the Sinclair and Timex logo on there. Hopefully you can see that well. Corrugated's in pretty good shape. And it's funny, it says Timex Sinclair 2000. Not just 2068, but 2000. So I guess in the States it was originally going to be called the 2000, and then it became the 2068. So the back doesn't have any type of logo or anything. So I'm going to pull that cover, slip it aside, and wow, look at this beauty. I have to spin it towards me first to take a look at it as if I'm opening it rather than it pointing at the camera. Pretty good cosmetic shape. You know, it's got some dust and little scratches here and there, but nothing major. You know, what can you expect for so many years later? Sit down here. So, here's the computer. Guessing probably back in the day it probably had some type of baggie maybe. But let's take these out of the way. So some cables. Pretty sure that's for the cassette. Good old RF modulator box like the old Ataris, which I hopefully won't have to use. I'm going to try to connect this to a Commodore 1702, which is a great old monitor for most older computers. Here's another cable, and I'll figure out what all these cables go to later. AC adapter, and then some type of little metal prong. Don't know what that is, but must have just been on there. I'll figure it out later. And I'm going to look at the computer first, and then I'll point it towards the camera, kind of give it a look over here. Overall, you know, I think I can clean this up a little bit. It's got a little scuffage on the top, but not too bad. Let's see if this little cartridge door opens. It does. Looks pretty dang good, so check it out. Hopefully you're seeing this pretty good. Timex Sinclair 2068. There's the front. And this is where the cartridges go into. The back. It's got a cartridge door there, or I should say expansion board door. Glad that's intact there. Sides, power button, joystick port, and so it looks really nice. Here's the back. Got the monitor port, ear, mic, power, TV port, and then of course the expansion port, which is behind this little door here. So, pretty sweet, huh? So that's the computer itself. Also inside, the book. I'll be reading this tonight for sure, getting familiar with it. And a factory-packed Timex Sinclair personal computer software keyboard tutorial, Turtle Graphics Home Accounting. So a factory pack tape, how about that? Pretty cool. And then that's it, that's the bottom of the box. So that is the complete computer. Next step is for me to bring out my monitor, turn it on for the first time, and hopefully everything boots up. All right, this is the moment. I'm going to turn on my first Sinclair computer. Hopefully everything comes in all right. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the monitor. And just need to remember, yeah, power button's on the side here. So I think if all goes well, when I turn it on, it should come up to the Sinclair prompt. So let's see what happens. Hey! 1982 Sinclair Research Limited, 1983 Timex Computer. Video's not great, but I've been told that they're typically not great for these older systems, and obviously you can do some type of updates. I may try to get one of those HDMI adapters that can connect to the expansion port, but it has booted up now. I'm not quite sure what to do from here, but it did boot up. That was my first kind of hot test to see if it turned on and off. So I'm going to try to plug in a cartridge now. So I'm going to turn it off just in case cartridges are not hot swappable. I haven't read that far yet. So I'll turn it off. And Crazy Bugs. And again, I have no idea how to play it, how to start it, but I'm going to take it out. Here's the box, Crazy Bugs. Little user guide here. Turn off your TS2000, lift cartridge door, insert command cartridge with the label side up. Close cartridge door, turn on your TS2000. Program will now begin execution. If step 6 does not occur, start over with step 1. There you go. And it looks like to load Bugs, start the cassette player, which I don't have, so I guess I'll have to read more, but I'm guessing since this is a cartridge, it should start just playing. So Q to move up, Z to move down, I to move left, P to move right. So Q and Z. Anyway, here's the cartridge. Really nice clean condition. Hopefully you can see that. Hopefully that works. Now I'm going to flip open this little cartridge door and insert the cartridge. Nice little solid click. And let's see if it actually auto starts. AWA Software presents Crazy Bugs. Select difficulty level. Oh, it's got to be 1. Oh no. I forgot the letters already. Go find the letters. QZIP. QZIP. Oh! Holy Moses. This will get having to get some used to. Hey, all right. Let's see if I can go get that thing over there. I'll definitely have to get a joystick at some point. Oh! I don't know how many lives you get on this. Oh! Looks like 2 more lives. I'm sure I'll be dead here shortly. Yeah. It heats up here. Probably can't see it too well in the video anyway. But yeah, video doesn't look great. It's kind of a bit washed out, I guess. And it's probably pretty common for this. I'll be finding out more as I go. But thumbs up. It booted up. I can kind of hear a constant little whir from the speaker. I guess that's pretty common. And anyway, she boots up, so I'll learn more about it. And very cool. My first Sinclair, turned it on 2019, February. And this computer came back out in the 80s. And I'm in my 50s now, so I'm still excited like a kid. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Just testing. go.